The title of my talk is The Pollination of Nepal's Micronutrient-Rich Crops in a Changing Climate, and I'm Professor Jane Memmott from the University of Bristol in the UK. What I'll do is I'll go through the background, the field site, the methods, the project impact, and the team members. So starting with the background, pollinators are declining worldwide, and this is threatening global food production, and climate change is one of the major threats that pollinators face. Declines in pollinators could cause significant global health issues. It's not so much a loss of calories, rather it's the loss of the micronutrients and vitamins from the insect-pollinated crops. And pollinator loss disproportionately harms developing countries. And this is because they're less resilient to the loss of yield and more reliant on the micronutrients found in these pollinator-dependent crops. This Belmont Forum funded project will work on how climate change affects pollinators and how this affects micronutrients in the human diet. Our fieldwork's in Nepal, where 84% of people depend on subsistence agriculture. Nepal is on the front line of climate change and its pollinators are in decline. Micronutrient deficiencies are already common. And conserving the pollinators that pollinate micronutrient-rich crops will be important in reducing these deficiencies. But currently very little is known about pollination in Nepal. There's three main stages to our project. So the first stage of the project is to measure the dietary micronutrients in replicate families in 10 villages at our field site. So what we've got here is a pumpkin and potato curry. Now pumpkins are insect pollinated, and that's the part of the diet we're particularly interested in. Potatoes are actually it's a root vegetable, it's not an insect pollinated crop. And actually a lot of the calories in our diet come from things that aren't insect related. So root vegetables or wind pollinated plants like rice or maize or wheat. But the bit we're particularly interested in are the insect pollinated parts, as they have these dietary micronutrients in them. So what we'll be doing is recording the diet of families for a whole year. So replicate families in replicate villages for 1 year. The second stage is to identify the pollinators of the key crops which provide the micronutrients. So here we've got a picture of a pumpkin flower with pollinators on there. There's a solitary bee and some honeybees, and then the pumpkins that follow pollination. With no pollination, there's no pumpkins. And then the third stage is to construct the networks of interactions which show the flowers that the pollinators visit. So this is actually one from a strawberry farm in Somerset in England. And what it shows is on the bottom, all the plant species on the farm, with the strawberry shown in red, so all of the wild plants in the hedges and field margins. And then at the top, you've got all the pollinator species, with the ones that visit strawberry marked in red. And what we'll be doing is identifying the key pollinators of the crops at our field sites and looking at the wild plants that the pollinators need for pollen and nectar, because they can't just live on crop pollen, they need more than that. And we'll then model the impact of climate change on these networks, and we'll test our model with a field experiment. The project impact includes a pollinator awareness programme looking at their importance in food production and micronutrient provision. We'll propose ways of mitigating the impact of climate change on crop pollination. There'll be national and local level stakeholder meetings, including, for example, health and agricultural extension workers and local farmers and beekeepers associations and local NGOs. And we'll propose a national pollinator strategy for Nepal. This is our team. We've got a pollinator part of that team based at the University of Bristol and Tribhuvan University in Nepal. We've got a nutrition team based at Harvard, Herd International in Nepal, University College London, and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. We've got a climate change team based at the University of Helsinki. And then in the field, at the field site, we've got a team of people that will be doing a lot of the data gathering. So just in summary, these are the names and affiliations of the people involved in the project. So to end, we'll be working with health professionals in Nepal, and our interdisciplinary team of natural scientists and health scientists will collect health, climate and ecological data and propose innovative solutions for an understudied impact of climate change on human health.